Oh, those politicians. Aren't they adorable? Yeah. The new coronavirus stimulus bill, if you want to call it that, or as I call it, the here's $600, now go fuck off bill, passed. And in it, our wonderful politicians decided to do some other things. Now, let's see what they voted for, including your little favorite Starbucks socialist, AOC, voted for. Well, we have the tax deductions for the 3 martini lunches, which is funny because somebody was saying something about we're never going back to brunch. All right, cool. Tax deductions for brunch, basically. Funding for 3 new museums, including the Smithsonian American Women's History Museum, the National Museum of the American Latino, and yes, even the Coast Guard has a museum. Oh, and by the way, each of them are getting $5 million. Yeah. Okay, that's now $20 million for Coast Guard Museum. A Coast Guard Museum. Yeah. Oh, the next thing we're getting? Oh, don't worry, the Horse Racing Integrity and Safety Act. Yeah. Oh, by the way, horse racing and doping have a long history together, and now it's totally illegal. It's been illegal, by the way, since 1978, but now you know you're going to go to jail for longer because we all dope our horses, right? We all illegally dope our horses. We'll get to number 4 in just a minute, but my favorite one warns China against interfering in the naming of the next Dalai Lama. Because, the Dalai Lama and COVID and, all these have a lot to do with COVID. But here's the fun part. The bill also makes changes to copyright law. Yes, that's right. For some reason, we decided to go after streamers in the COVID bill, which, oh, by the way, streamers have been providing several hours of entertainment for people on COVID. And for some people now, it's the only way they make ends meet. But hey, good to see Congress taking on the tough issues. Like little Johnny forgetting to turn off the radio in Fallout when he's on Twitch. So people are giving Tom Tillis the full credit for this bill, which he introduced. But the truth is, I'm not kidding when I make this up. Your other favorite Democrat that talks sassy to Donald Trump, Minnesota Senator Amy Klobuchar, who was actually seriously considered to be the vice president of the United States, made a similar proposal that was Tillis's. Because how dare the peasants have fun on Twitch and forget to turn off the radio in Fallout. Now, do I think streamers are going to go to jail for 10 to 15 years because of this and face a $15 million fine? No, I don't. I don't think those of us that stream on Twitch are ever going to see any jail time because we forgot to turn the damn radio off in Fallout. Or we left the music on in the background. Oopsies. But this is a law that falls under the good intentions fallacy. I think we all agree, especially those of us that may know some independent creators and they have a hard time making money off of their stuff, which is fine. I don't want to see them go out of business. I don't care necessarily. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention that Tillis was bribed to do this. And yes, I'm going to use the word bribed in this case. By the major record companies and the major motion picture outlets, including, hey, PlayStation fanboys, your Sony had a lot to do with this. So, I don't think anybody minds that the Pirate Bay and these other, skeezy streaming, pirating websites are going to be, really, that's what this is aimed for. But the truth of the matter is, this is a law that comes under the good intentions fallacy. And that is, it's a well-intended law, but damn well somebody like Nintendo, who's got a record for hating streamers, or Sony, whose music ends up in a lot of video games, could seriously use something like this, use a law like this to go after Twitch, to go after Twitch streamers. Maybe a big name Twitch streamer, maybe even a big name YouTuber could be hurt by this, which will then trickle down and really kill off the small content creation community. And see, that's the problem, isn't it? When they say content creators, they don't mean you or me. They mean things like NBC, who, by the way, was also bribing Tillis on this bill. CBS, who also paid Tillis for this bill. I could go on and on. That's what they mean. Remember about 6 months ago now, YouTube. That's all you would see on YouTube for a while. Like, you would click on, let's say, a Tim Pool, and then there'd be 4 or 5 Fox News videos that are in their next thing. Or you would click on, I don't know, The Amazing Atheist or something, and there would be 10 or 12 CNN videos. You'd click on a comic, and there's Late Night with David Letterman or something like that. I know that was old school, but you get my point. To placate these guys, that's basically what YouTube's going to have to go back to, is now having 10, 12 videos from Fox News and CNN and Seth Meyers shoved down your throat, although you can't stand any of them. Oh, and then there's another little subsection that gives a tax provision for the immediate deduction of film and television production costs up to $15 million. So, not only have they started to rig the rules again towards Hollywood, they're going to give them money to do so. Now, again, do I think Little Johnny's going to jail because he, left some background music on Twitch? No, I don't think so. I mean, matter of fact, I'm about 90% sure, and I would defer to legal channels on YouTube for this. And I would think this is going to end up being unconstitutional. I really do. I think this part is going to be thrown out the minute somebody brings up a case using this. I really believe that the Supreme Court is going to sit there and go, wait a minute, no, this violates First Amendment. You can sue them, which is fine, but you also have to basically prove that it's theft. That you're immediately just stealing, straight up stealing. Now, can you make that argument? Yeah, there's a very, very weird argument you can make that this is theft. And no, Little Johnny forgetting to turn off the radio when he's streaming on Fallout is not really theft, all right? It's just you played music that happened to be there. Now, it's going to be very interesting to see where this goes in the future. I really do. And I really would like to see, and I'm not saying this out of malice, but I think there needs to be a big-name Twitch user or a big-name YouTuber that gets hit with this and sends it to court. And that's probably the way we get this thing nailed as unconstitutional. Now, don't get me wrong. I work in radio, so I can tell you for a fact that, we pay a lot of money to broadcast music, but we do that commercially. Now, you could make the argument, yeah, you're doing this commercially because you're making a little bit of money off of this, and but in the truth of the matter, we're not specifically playing music to make money. All right, that's up to the bands. And yes, I want to see the artists, all of them, get paid. I want to see game developers get paid. I want to see, people in a band get paid, and actors get paid for entertaining us. But we also entertain as well. And yeah, we use another medium to help us out. But I mean, how many times do you see that on the news? How many times do you see, Seth Meyers run a movie trailer? Same thing with, Jimmy Kimmel and all the late night people. They run movie trailers all the time, so they're using other people's medium to make money as well. Now, they've gotten express permission. I don't know what this means for the future of video games and streaming. It's probably going to be what you see with Cyberpunk, and there'll be a streaming option coming on the next gen consoles where they'll take out the copyrighted music. Or I even kind of like what Twitch did, and I think a lot more people probably need to look into that. The Twitch soundtrack by Twitch. There's a lot of great independent artists on there, and I would much rather just showcase them on my Twitch channel than actually have a Lady Gaga on there. Because she's going to make her money regardless. You know, she's going to get tons of radio play and make millions off of concerts when we go back to having concerts. But I'd rather help out the independent artists. And that's kind of why I like playing independent video games too. But anyways, the point being, will streamers go to jail? Probably not. But then again, as Muda said, we've been surprised the last few years. 2020 is, it would be the most 2020 thing that a streamer goes to jail because they accidentally played copyrighted music on their Twitch stream. Thanks, Congress, for nothing. Seriously, thanks for nothing. I mean, the $600 is bullshit. The shit you stuck in this bill is absolute bullshit. You should all be ashamed of yourselves, but you're not. You're not. You're all just patting yourselves on the back, going to brunch, making another $6 million because Sony just paid you. Good to know. Fuck off.